and welcome to the Stash-down Diaries. My name is Jen and I am a knitter, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk all about my knitting projects. Other crafts might sneak in from time to time, but for at least today, it's going to be all knitting. I'm coming to you from beautiful Cape Breton Island in Atlantic Canada, where it is rainy and dreary. And my poor little dog Piper is a little bit unsettled because she didn't get a decent walk in today because she hates rain. And that was a big sigh from her if you just heard that. Oh, anyway, so today is March 3rd, which means that it is time to do a stash down update for February. There's a bunch of birds outside if you can hear those. I'm hoping not, but anyway, birds are gonna bird. What was I saying? Yeah, stash down update. If you haven't watched my stash down code video, it's from like last March, I think, then I suggest you do that so you can see what my stash down guidelines are. I call them guidelines rather than rules because this is kind of a relaxed stash down. It's basically the stash that comes in has to be less than the stash that goes out. And I did really, really well in 2023. I had more than 4,000 grams out of stash last year, and I'm starting off this year pretty strong. So I am going to get into my February stash down update. So I finished a few things. The biggest thing that I finished was my Love Note sweater, and then I had a couple of pairs of socks. Well, I had one bigger pair of socks. I had my mug up mitts, altitude socks, and a hat, and then some scrap knitting. So I got to use up some balls of yarn, which was really satisfying. So, and you will see that in my scrappy knitting as well. So for February, the amount that I knitted was 774 grams. I didn't have any stash in for the month of February, so I am negative 774 grams for that month, which means that so far this year, I am adding that 774 grams to my January total. My phone's shaking a bit because Piper just breezed past, but anyway, sorry about that if you're wobbling. Your screen is wobbling. Excuse me. Yeah, so I'm at negative 1,058. That's pretty good. How does that stack up to last year? Oh, I did better last year. I was at negative 2,468 last year, but that took a nosedive in March because of my giant yarn crawl, which is not happening this year. But I did buy myself birthday presents, so I'll get into acquisitions right now. Oh, the first thing I want to talk to you about, if you know Anne of the 3AM Knitter, she had a podiversary, so like a 1-year anniversary for her YouTube channel, and she had a giveaway, and I actually won something. I won a gift card from Mabel and Rose. I'll show you their card. There it is. And this is her information. Her name is Ilona, and she is absolutely wonderful and lovely. She does jewelry, and then she has some stitch markers and stuff too that you might be able to see around some shops in Nova Scotia. Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop mentioned that they're gonna get them in. But anyway, I won a $25 gift card, and I ended up going to her Etsy shop and looking at the earrings because I'm a fairly big earring wearer. I like to wear earrings a lot. And I couldn't decide, so I ended up getting 2 pairs. So I purchased more than the gift card. This is the first pair that I got. These hoops with freshwater pearls. I absolutely love them. I am going to get so much use out of these. These are just great. Like, they'll go with pretty much anything. And then I got these ones that I absolutely love. They're like the type where the chain goes from the front of the ear to the back. And where I have 2 piercings in my ears, I could jimmy something with another pair of earrings and make the chain go from one to the other. I'll see how that looks. I'll have to try it out. We'll get a little better focused. Not my face. There we go. Yeah. Aren't those pretty? So yeah, she was absolutely lovely to deal with, and she actually sent me a little gift with my purchase, and it was a couple of little stitch markers. Oop, there's one. I'm a big fan of blue, in case you didn't know. And then this one is a little cat head, and it has an orange jewel. So it's orange like Ginny and Maisie. So that was really nice of her. So I highly recommend her shop. I will have it linked down below, as well as her socials. And thanks a lot, Anne, for having the giveaway and giving me the opportunity to learn about a wonderful maker and buy such pretty earrings. So yeah, so that's that one. And okay, I mentioned before that I was going to need to get some Briggs & Little, so I did that. When I went grocery shopping on Friday, I picked up a skein of the Tuffy in ecru, so that I will have it for my sock knitting for heels, cups, and toes, because I like to use that as a contrast color. So that's going to go live there for now until I use it up. But I do my annual birthday purchase, and I was going to go track down Tracy next weekend, wherever she was, to do that, but it turned out she was coming to Bedeck today. So I did my birthday purchase a little bit early, and you know. So when I do this, like last year I bought a bunch of yarn. Well, some was for me, and then there was some that was for making gifts for other people, but I did buy a lot of yarn last year. This is all for me. So, and I mean, you go there, it's a hard decision to choose things to make, to purchase. And it was really tempting to buy sock yarns for making socks for my nieces, because there's really, really pretty color combinations that my nieces would love. But anyway, I got myself some stitch markers by Flock Around the Table, who have a YouTube channel and an Etsy shop. I thought these were so stinking cute. They're little sheep. There's those two. And these two. So cute. So I will have them linked down below. And then the yarn. I had my eye on this one. So if you remember, last Halloween I was like getting my socks knitted, and I decided I'm not going to do that again. So I got Halloween yarn. I mean, it could be anything yarn, but this is going to be my Halloween socks for this year. So I got it well in advance. So I will probably cast these on in the summer sometime. I might do a month of socks, because there's always a lot of sock knit alongs in the summer, and they're such a great project to knit on in the summer because they're so small. You know, you don't have a big bulky sweater in your lap when it's like 80% humidity outside and 26 degrees. But anyway, it's the humidity here that gets you. Anyway, so this is Stitch Noir. It is a indie dyer from Ontario, and this is their basic sock yarn, and the colorway is Goblin Queen. So pretty. I've knit with their yarns before and really liked them, so it was a no-brainer. But yeah, I saw this in a picture on Tracy's Instagram page. I could see it in the picture, like it was a picture of like a bunch of the yarn, and that one I was just like, that looks like a good Halloween yarn. I hope she still has it next time I go there. And she did. So that was that one. And then the other one that I got, bam. Isn't that beautiful? So this is Windswept Fibers and Designs out of Newfoundland. I have knit with their yarn. I knitted the puffin socks. Actually, they were my Halloween socks for last year. They're inspired by puffins, but They're orange and black and with a light bit of yellow and white. The main color is white, and they micro stripe when you knit socks. You've probably seen them if you watched the previous video from around Halloween time. But yeah, so it was a no-brainer to get this yarn again. The thing I love about this sock yarn, it is their best kind base. And it is 75% blue-faced Leicester. So it's a little bit of a stronger wool. A little bit longer staple length. I find a lot of sock yarns these days are made with merino, which is fine, but merino has such a short staple length that I don't think the yarn holds up as well for socks, at least. I find some of them, they get a little fuzzy, but anyway, I think this one is a bit heftier. And the colorway is Sail Away. And apparently in Nova Scotia, you can only get this one at Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop. So this one also kind of micro stripes when you knit it up as socks. So I am looking forward to this. It is going to be cast on probably in the summer as well. Probably a couple of sock projects for me. And that is it. Those are my acquisitions for the week. And yeah, I don't know if I'll be purchasing anything else this month or next month. I might wait until May. I'd really like to get some opulent alpaca yarn to knit another Age of Brass and Steam kerchief. I knit it years and years ago out of Handmade in Casbah, and I love that pattern. And I'd really like a nice drapey alpaca one. Well, partially alpaca, partially wool. So I think that would be beautiful and squishy and soft and drapey. So yeah, there's pet dander flying everywhere now because Maisie just walked through and stirred up the carpet. So you're gonna see little floaties. Oh well, that's the life of pets, I'm telling you. All right, so finished objects. It is Malabrigo March, and you saw me select some yarns last week for projects for Malabrigo March, and I was trying to focus on some scraps that I was wanting to knit up, and so I went with a pattern. Geez, I can't remember. Reliquary, I think it's called. Reliquary Tarot Pouch by Caitlin French, who is a Canadian designer, and this one is a free pattern on Ravelry. And I held Silky Merino. I held Silky Merino, which is a DK weight Malabrigo yarn, double, and as the name suggests, is Silky Merino. So I had this in my stash for a while, the scraps, and I used 3 different colors. Yeah, and I used them up completely, I think. If there was any left, they'd be over there. Yeah, no, I used them up completely. I used up this one. I finished it off entirely in the string for this. And yeah, it knit up really fast. I knit it up Friday night, first day of Malabrigo March. So one side has, so this is all water green, this color here, and it's held with Azul on this side. And I think this side, the color is called Zarzamora, but I'm trying to remember. I don't know, because it's our scraps, so they're just kind of chilling. But anyway, yeah, so I made this for my Oracle deck. This is a very big Oracle deck. I use the Sacred Forest Oracle. I absolutely love them. They're so pretty. Sometimes I just like to flip through them and look at the pretty pictures, like the first one right off. Tree. There's so many. Oh, yeah. Mystic Meadow. Unicorn. Yeah, I love this one. So I kind of use these just to provoke thought, kind of a thing. Make me reflect on my life. I'll pick something and read it off and like reflect on my life and what I should be kind of focusing on, like Ancient Oak. Yeah, so this is a knitting channel, not a let me show you every card in my Oracle deck channel. So anyway, yeah, so this is the little book that goes with it. I enjoy that. I enjoyed knitting that little pouch for it. I still have one little ball of Silky Merino scraps right here. This was the bag I was using, even though I ended up not really needing a bag because I knitted up all in one night. But this is Bobby Blue, and I think this is going to go in my Stephen West jigsaw puzzle blanket. Okay, so that was one finished object. And this is the other one that I finished so far from Malabrigo March. It is called the Noah Beanie, and I just finished this morning. And it is out of Misha scraps. I don't know if it's Misha. Excuse me. So when Tracy came today, there was also my favorite food truck right next to her. And I got, and it's called Stand and Stuff Your Face, and you do stuff your face. So if I'm like burping and stuff, I'm so sorry, but I'm still like stuffed. I got the ginger beef noodle bowl, and it is huge, and I shouldn't have eaten all of it, but it was so delicious that I ate it anyway. And yeah, I'm a little full. And that's why I'm like recording this so late, because I needed to sit and digest for a while. So I was like, okay, I'll watch Finished Knitting Stories, Yana's whip episode where she goes through her whips, and I'll paint my nails and try to digest before I do this. But I'm still like, oh well, it's a good problem to have. But anyway, this is the Noah Beanie by... where is it? Haze Gray by SJ. That is the design, like her company name. So yeah, so it's Haze Gray by SJ on Instagram, I'm pretty sure. I will have her, I'll have it linked. But this is Malabrigo, Misha, and Natural is the main color, and then the one on the bottom is Indecita. I want to say Azul Profundo is the blue, the pink is English Rose, and the purple is Dewberry. And this is a great hat. Really squishy. It was really fun to knit. It's just slip stitches, but the slip stitches and with the, I'm gonna call it like broken rib. So there's like pearl bumps in there. You see that? It makes it so nice and squishy. So this is going to be set aside for one of my nieces. All the ends are woven in, but it still needs to be blocked, so I haven't trimmed the ends yet. Now, same problem with the other one. Actually, even worse problem than the first one that I showed you is I still have scraps. Okay, wait. Let's see if I got them all in one hand. They're in my Alice in Wonderland bag. Here they are. So this is what I have left. So I'm thinking Gnome. Because look, I got beard and hand yarn. So I got white for the hand and the beard. Not that I have to stick to like hair colors for beards, but like, I mean, I could do a whimsical gnome, but it's still use it so that it gets used up. So yeah, I'm going to look up the gnomes that I already have purchased, and I will pick one. It might still be just the original gnome, the one that I always knit. Itchy nose. But yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. So that will be another Malabrigo March added. I'm determined to use up the scraps. I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't use up these scraps in that gnome. If they get low enough, I'll be able to set them aside as scrap yarn for holding sleeves and stuff. So yeah, that's that. That's my finished objects. So I guess I can talk about works in progress now. So what do I have? Okay, I didn't work on a whole lot of projects this week, but I did make progress. So this is one of the main things I worked on this week, and it is my Mosaic Musings shawl by Stephen West. I'm going to stick a stitch stopper on there because we're at that point, I think, where I might need them. Mooses. I got those at Tracy's Rolling Yarn Shop a while ago. So I'm just going to pop those on just in case. All right. So last time I was right here where this marker is. I had this much of the shawl done. And since then, I worked on from here to here. So as you can see, I finished this section and you can really see the pattern now. When I got to, where was it? It was this row right here. See that little slip stitch right there? So I finished like 2 or 3 rows and then I looked at it and that slip stitch was off kilter. I had done something to make my stitches not line up properly, and I looked at it and I was wondering if I should tink back and fix it or not, because it was just a shawl for me. Like automatically, if it's a gift, yeah, it's tinked back. And I did ultimately decide to tink back the 3 rows, even though they were kind of long, and fix it. And I'm really glad I did, because like everything looks like it's supposed to. So yeah, really happy with that. This is knit out of, like, the brown is Richard DeVries Pepino, and I think it's brown on brown. It's the colorway name. And this is, there we go, Cozy Posy Yarn, who is a Nova Scotian indie dyer, and the colorway is Nunavut. So after I finish this section, I have a lovely mindless garter stitch section to do right now. After I finish that section, I think I go back to slip stitches with the brown, and then I get to do just this color at the end. But that is coming along. So yeah, I worked on that one a bit. I did not work on my sweater or my saltwater socks this week, but so there are going to be priorities this upcoming week, because I have to catch up on my sweater. I would like to have the yoke done on my sweater this upcoming week. Kind of catch up, because the rule, or guideline, I should say, guideline around Year of the Garment is that I knit on a sweater every week, and I did not knit on it for the last 2 weeks. Well, the first week I had kind of an excuse. I had a sore wrist, and I think that project was the culprit. So I didn't work on it. And then this week I have no excuse. I have no excuse whatsoever. So anyway, I'm going to try to get the yoke done this week. It'll be a priority. You will hold me to it. Actually, I'm not doing a regular video like this next weekend because I won't be here. So I'm putting up something different, but you'll hold me to it in 2 weeks' time. Okay, so the last regular non-scrappy project that I worked on. Oops. Oh yeah, that can stay there. These are the Freddy Beach Socks by Nancy Wheeler, who is Knit Zip Happy, and she is doing a knit along right now. She is a designer from New Brunswick. These are, did I say these are the Freddy Beach Socks? But here they are. So it has this fun, there we go, fun slip stitch design on it, and then purl rows. I am knitting these out of Knit Picks Stroll. This is the color Patina, and Knit Picks Felici in the color Summer Camp. These are going to be for my niece. So yeah. So if you want to get in on her knit along, I will link her information down below. It's her sock patterns. You just knit her sock patterns, and the knit along goes until March 31st. But I have been, what I've knit on this so far, which isn't much, I've really enjoyed, and I'm really excited to see how these turn out, because this is such a fun colorway. It's been in my stash for a bit, a few years anyway. It's been a while since I ordered anything from Knit Picks. Not that I have anything against them, it's just between inflation and the exchange rate being the biggest one. I haven't ordered anything from the States, really. So that is why. So that is a last regular whip, and then my scrappy project that I worked on this week. This was the other thing that I worked on quite a bit, and this is the right side here. This is my Trifle Wrap, although it's more of a trifle blanket by Helen Stewart. I added an extra repeat to the width to make it a bit wider because this is going to be my Snuggie blanket. That row is showing up better on camera. Okay, so my little grievance with myself while knitting this is that so last time I was on this fishnets yarn right here, and then I wanted to use up the yarn that I made the mini socks out of. So I added this one, and the yarn, the mohair yarn that I'm holding with it is blue. So it made this one like a little more blue than I would have liked. I kind of wish I cut that and then put in the white mohair instead, because I was thinking it looked too close to it, but I was thinking about ripping it back, but I got over it. I got over it because I was like, you're gonna rip back mohair just for that, and it's a blanket for you. You can just like, and I mean, it's showing a little more contrast on camera. And then when I started knitting this color, actually you can't tell, but there's two colors here, two different colors, two different purples. I did that on purpose though, because there was so little of this purple down here. There's only like a few rows that I wanted to extend the stripe to have more purple, and you can't even really tell that there's two different yarns there. You can see a little bit of variation there, but not a whole lot, and it doesn't matter. It's my blankie. So, and then, yeah, so once I knit the purple, this didn't seem as close to each other as they did initially when it was just them there. And then when I added the green, yeah, it looked even better. So this is my blankie coming along. So this week I'm going to work on the jigsaw puzzle blanket a bit. This one's going to get set aside. And the reason for that is some of the ones that I want to use for the jigsaw puzzle are also going to go into this. So this will be their last stop. So I'll do the jigsaw puzzle holding them double, because I got some that are fairly chonky scrap balls. They're like this one. I don't want to do too many stripes that are this wide. You know what I mean? I'd rather do like any of these widths. I have a few that are thin like that, but I really like the width of, like, say this one right here and this one here. So I don't want too many that are super wide like that. So they will make a stop in my jigsaw puzzle blanket before they go into this one, so that they're a little bit more used up by the time they get in here, so that I have some skinnier stripes. Anyway, according to the pattern, I am like 30% of the way done, so that is very exciting to me. So that is all I worked on this week. One thing I wanted to update you guys on. So, I did make a decision about my emotional support chicken. And if you remember from last week, or if you didn't watch it, maybe go watch it. Why not? I was trying to decide between two really pretty sock yarns. And where the decision that I landed on was, why not both? So I have my emotional support chicken yarn right here, and yeah, I'm doing both of these. The main color is going to be this one. Some of the stripes, because there's stripes on the chicken, are going to be this one. I am going to hold the sequin yarn together with this one for the stripes. And then there will be guaranteed probably, sorry about the crinkling, but there will be probably enough left, more than likely, for me to do socks for a little person. So yeah, then I have the white that I'm going to hold with it. with both of them. And I have my little baggie of beak and comb yarn here. And I might add that I held up like a teal, I think it's the Cape Breton Highlands Fleece Artist colorway. I held that up last week, and I think I'm going to add that to the stripes too. I found an emotional support chicken that inspired me on Instagram. So the way they did the striping, I will share it when I start doing the chicken. Share that person's Instagram because they did a really lovely chicken. So when I get this up and running, yeah, all the information about the yarns and my inspiration and everything like that will be in there. Okay. So I think that is it for today. Next week I am going to be at my parents' house. I am going in for to see a show at the Hat, Highland Arts Theatre, for those who aren't from here. And then I have search and rescue stuff over the weekend. Yeah, the Friday and the Saturday I have search and rescue stuff. Well, the Saturday it's a party. It's gonna be so fun. And then my birthday is Monday, so I'm staying in Monday. I'm coming back Tuesday, so I won't be here to record. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record something completely different. Not completely different, it's still knitting. Throughout the week, probably record it in pieces because it's probably going to take me a bit to record. Have a great couple of weeks, and I will see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care.